Why do you think Ariel is, because if you've been watching his shows, right?
Yeah, I do.
And so I've also seen, what's funny is I watched Ariel's stuff like ahead of time, and um I found what he said to be very critical towards Jon Jones, almost celebratory of his demise and shit. He just hates Jon. And then I watched DC and Chael's show, and even DC's Jon's enemy, right? But DC and Chael as consummate professionals, and I get it, they're fighters, so maybe they show a little bit more respect. But
Yeah.
they were both like, and I know you were critical of Jon's career, and that's fine. But you'll get what I'm trying to say here. Jon and DC were very complimentary of the career Jon had, in lieu of a retirement announcement, right? In context of that, they said, you know what, this is a time to celebrate him, so to speak, for somewhat being a champion. Um, Ariel, on the other hand, just goes the complete opposite route, where he's like, PED allegations, no fucking go. You know what I mean? I knew he was running from Tom. I knew he was never going to take that fight and all this kind of stuff. So just like kind of curious, like, why do you think Ariel fucking hates Jon so much?
You know,
Or what's the reason for that? Like,
I
is it
always,
just because that's his.
every time I look at Ariel and I see him comment on other fighters, honestly, I feel like I'll just say myself, right? I I can only say so much about a fighter because I am not a trained athlete fighter like that.
Mhm.
My opinion should be here. If it's Chael and DC, I'm gonna take that opinion a lot higher
Right.
because they've been through the fire.
Mhm.
That credibility is on another level,
For sure.
on another level. Ariel, I mean, in real life, you'd get smoked. At least I know DC and Chael be like, I'm gonna put up a fight.
Mhm.
They were in the ring with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just can't. I can't take Ariel seriously when he talks like that.
Okay.
I lose respect for him when he talks like that.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, and this is my thing. This might be why I lose respect for him, because again, I'm always a guy who's just interested in the truth. It doesn't matter how I feel about you, right? I just want to know the truth. I can feel better about it when it's all said and done that way. Like, and I feel like when Ariel does this bullshit, like how he's doing about saying, like, I knew Jon was never gonna fight Tom. I knew he was running. He's never gonna fight Tom. He's basically scared to fight Tom. I'm right. I've been telling you guys all along. All that stuff. It's like, bro, you will literally like mislead your fans into this whole other route, instead of kind of like what you and I have done, which is like, let's just figure out, like, was Jon telling the truth? Was Dana telling the truth? Was Jon really going to come back to fight Tom? Was he not? Like, I don't know. That's the thing that bothers me about Ariel, is like, he's not interested in the truth. Ariel's usually interested in like getting a narrative across or something along those lines, you know? And that will decide how he speaks on a topic. Versus me, I'll come into a topic like I could go left, I could go right. Present me the evidence, and I will tell you where I lean. But usually Ariel has a certain way he's leaning, and then he starts a topic off. You know what I mean? Knowing where he's gonna end.
See, for me, I feel like every time Ariel has this on a microphone, he's 1,000 pound gorilla.
That's how he acts.
That's how he acts. In real life, if it were just to be him and Jon Jones in a room by themselves, Ariel would be a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't dare to say things like that. Or he'd say, "You can't control your emotions. I'm calling the police. You're going to jail." If he was, but he wouldn't be able to say those same things because those same things have consequences when you're in front of that person one on one. Maybe that's why I'm different too, because I'm so used to consequences. I'm so used to, like, okay, if I'm speaking about someone a certain way, homie may start swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can't run from that.
Yeah.
I guess I could run. I could run. And so I have a whole different look at it like that. So when I hear DC or Chael talk about it, those are 1,000 pound gorillas talking to another 1,000 pound gorilla.
Those are more validated opinions. The thing is like when.
But Chael's not going to go if they were behind closed doors
Yeah.
and Chael and Jon got into it. Chael's going to get into it.
Chael's gonna get into it.
I don't think he's running.
Yeah.
He's not trying to go. Oh my God, Jon Jones is attacking me.
No.
No, dog, what's up?
Well, they stepped in the cage already, so he can
Yeah,
speak on John even. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he can, and he can speak on John.
And here's the last thing I will say about the whole Ariel situation is I'm good with people talking shit, right? Because Guru, I haven't even watched his stuff, but I'm 90% sure he was saying the same stuff as
Oh, you
Ariel's
fucking
saying,
hate Jon Jones.
which is like John, Duck, Tom. But Guru's open about it. He loves Tom. He doesn't fuck with John because he thinks John is gay. And like he's gonna talk all this shit about John at any opportunity he can. So again, like me, right? You can know when I'm being disingenuous because I'll just tell you I don't like this shit, right? So then it's like, and if I'm talking shit about women fighters, a lot of times people can just be like, well, Jacob doesn't like the female fights, so just don't listen to him. You feel me? But the thing about Ariel is he acts like he's the most fair and humble and honest guy on the planet, and that's why I call it out. Because if you want to act that way and put that image out, then I'm going to call you out every time you're not that. Because it means so much to you that people see you in that light. And for me, it doesn't mean that much to me. That's why I'm open about not liking women fights and other things that I don't like or dislike. You know what I'm saying? And for Ariel, you want to act that way, then I'm going to have to keep calling you on it. So that's my biggest thing. I'm okay if you talk shit on John. It's all good. But not if you're Ariel.